guys, it's Rich from Team CFG, and today we're going to see the Missenden Flyer. We've also got another person we're going to see, John at the gun shop. So we've got a bit of a day of filming, going to get a kind of little vlogs in there, and a couple of interviews as well. Just get to know the Missenden Flyer, who I already know for a couple of years, a bit more in depth for everyone. Some odd questions that we're going to ask him, not just motorcycle related. And then John from the gun shop, who I've never met before, but he's given us the chance to come and see him, which sounds great. And yeah, to get to know him personally in depth a bit more, and how these guys are, you know, influences in their various fields. John obviously in shooting, the Missenden Flyer, aka Andy, in motorcycling. So we'll go from there. And stuff that he's changed.
Unbelievable. So I mean, he's used his property. Mine's at mine.
But you can tell because he was there trying to do it. I forgot what he said. I've got it all on the interview. He said something about he was trying to do it in a certain time as well. Yeah. But I know just Ben King, I can tell by the way he is. I even said it to him. He's like, he's going to take his time because he's going to literally everything. He's going to go and investigate, isn't he?
Exactly. Well, originally he said he was going to be the youngest person to go around the world on the bike, because at the time he could have done it.
Yeah.
I think the youngest at the time was about 23 and he was 21. But he's had so much fun. Why waste it?
Yeah, why waste it as well.
So that was great. But these are great little bikes. I mean, I bought this because I wanted to do what I try to do with my channel is, if I can, be quite broad. I didn't want to. When I started it off and thought, well, I'm going to try and do this a bit more seriously, I thought I don't want to just be known for riding GSs, although that seems to be what I've come to. But it'd be good to appeal to sports bike riders, a bit of off-road. So I thought, get this, because I'm interested in learning. You know, going off-road just makes you a better rider. You'd ride off-road, didn't you? That's what you did.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it makes you a better rider. So I bought that to do green lanes. Unfortunately, there aren't that many green lanes around here, so I've completely exhausted them all around here. And I've ridden probably every one there is. So I need to go a bit further afield. But it so happens that's such a great little bike to ride anywhere on the road. I ride it on the bike.
It's a bit fun, isn't it?
I probably ride that more than any other. Because I use it a bit like a super moto.
I thought you'd use the Triumph for shed load. Or probably the GS.
Well, to be fair, I ride them all.
This is a bit of a beast as well.
Well, I bought this one because I needed a bike to do tours on. And I really wanted a touring bike, and I used to be interested in things like the Yamaha FJR 1300, you know, like the police.
Right, the big ones.
Things like that, and those big touring bikes. But as I started to look into it, and the GS was so popular, and I rode them all as well, there's no doubt, as a touring bike, I know these are also sort of off-roady as well, but they're very comfortable.
Everyone who comes in gets an ear done, and what bike do you ride, and it's GS. Literally, I'd say 80% of the time it's GS.
They are fabulous, and I often get asked, if you could only have one bike, what would it be? And this is 100%.
There goes the interview question.
Sorry, this is definitely the bike, because it just does everything well. I mean, it's not it's not as sporty as a Panigale around the twisters. It's not as good off road as a lightweight bike, but it can do all that stuff. Yeah. And it's 90% as good. So if there's only one, it would be that. The tragedy of the YouTube thing taking off is that I now don't get much. Oh, that'll be the phone.
No, there you go. It's gone.
There you go. Excellent. Is that I don't get time really to ride my own bikes much anymore. I mean, so happens
you're reviewing all the time.
Exactly. You come at a time when all my bikes are here, but often I'll, if I'm borrowing a bike, I'll have to ride to pick it up, and I'll leave my bike at wherever I've gone. Sense. So there's usually an alien bike in here, and I'm riding that more because I'm reviewing that.
It's good timing then, isn't it?
So yesterday I rode the GS for over 100 miles yesterday, which was fantastic. It's looking clean now because I cleaned it when I got home, because the person I was with said that there was some dirt on it, and it shocked me. so I cleaned it yesterday, knowing you were coming as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, really enjoyed riding that yesterday. This is my garage queen, the Ducati. Absolutely love that bike. I think it looks incredible. I think it looks beautiful. It sounds amazing. I really love riding it, but it's probably the one I ride least. Well, it definitely is the one I ride least. Yeah. This is a 2015. I bought it new. What's that? 3-4 years ago now, and I've only done about.
I think I remember the video when you first got it. Actually.
Yeah, probably do. Yeah. It's around the time we first started talking.
It was,
So I've only done about 2,500-3,000 miles on it, which is a travesty, isn't it? I think last year when I got it serviced, because you put the mileage in the service, but I'd done 400 miles in a year. I thought, that's getting an expensive bike to keep. But it's such a lovely thing. Part of bikes, I think, is the joy of ownership.
Yeah.
And just opening the garage and seeing it there, I think, oh, that's a lovely bike, and then I jump on the GS. But it's so I really love it. But I mean, I've just had some new tyres, but I mean,
I was going to say,
they're not even. I was talking about chicken strips. They're not even
Yeah.
scrubbed in yet.
Yeah.
I've just not ridden it since I got the new tyres.
That is a really.
But
nice
they are. I think they're the best looking bike ever made. Personally, when they brought the Panigale out originally, the 1199, I thought that is the bike for me. But it looks a bit hairy.
Yeah.
And then about 2 years after the original, they brought this one out. I thought that's a better road bike than the 1199.
Right.
So snapped it up, or thought, well, I'll get one. And then they only made the 899 for about a year. And then the Euro 4 stuff came in, which meant they had to convert it to what they now call the 959, which had hideous exhaust pipes, it still does, that came up here and out there.
Right,
It just looked all wrong. And when that came out, I thought, oh no, I love the 899, they've now brought this thing out. So I scoured the country for the last brand new 899, found this in Croydon. And my missus, who's basically anti-motorcycling, or was, she's now a bit more pro. She actually, because I was working full time at the time, I said, look, I need to get this bike, but I haven't got time to physically buy it. Here's the money, can you buy the bike?
Yeah.
And she actually, God bless her, she went and bought the bike for me. So if he doesn't like it, she went and she said,
awesome though,
and she said to the guy, it's going to be the easiest sale ever. That 899 you got, I'm going to buy it now, please. And that was it. So I've been really thrilled with that bike, because that's a cracker as well. And then my trusty Triumph here. I just love the idea of having a Triumph in a garage.
Yeah.
As a Brit, I think you've got to have a Triumph, haven't you?
Yeah.
And this one again, I bought this one new in 2012, so this is my oldest of my bikes.
Right.
But again, I was quite lucky because in 2013 they changed the models. They changed the gearing. Again, it was the Euro 4, I think, stuff they were getting ready for.
Okay.
They changed the gearing slightly. This was the last of the Hooligan Street triples, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Yeah.
And they Triumph have a lot of controversy with their headlights. So this was the first year that they had what they call the Fox Eyes headlights, the Dame Edna headlights. Before that, they were round. I personally love those headlights. Now on the current ones, they're slightly rounded off. I don't think looks so good. So I'm chuffed that I've got this. This 100% is a keeper. Every time I ride it, it puts a grin on my face.
Any that you wouldn't keep if you had to pick one?
No, see, I get asked this quite a bit. I'm a collector more than a swapper.
Yeah.
So I know people like your Lamb Chops Riser who you've interviewed. He swaps his bikes like I changed my underpants.
Right.
He loves a new bike, and don't we all? But I like to do a lot of research, find the best bike I possibly can, and then keep it. So when I get another bike in the near future, won't be that
like you say, if there's certain years as well.
Exactly.
I'll changes, then you've got it.
I'm limited by cost and space. There's a bike I've got in my mind that I want next. I'm not going to say what it is in case I don't get one. It's quite expensive, but it's about the size of that gap there.
Right.
So
fitting
and it might be all I'll say. So I need to have a chat to my friends.
They're
Get a deal.
nice bikes,
But,
it's nice to have an array of them as well, isn't it? I think that's the biggest difference, and like I say, that's the biggest difference with you. You've got this complete array.
Well,
it's almost purposely done.
Well, it absolutely is, and it's a bit like women with handbags, and you need them for different purposes.
Yeah.
So you can get bikes. One bike does it all. But if you want to go down a certain route, so I do the odd track day. Surprise, surprise! If I do, then that's the bike I take.
It appeals to people, doesn't it? Those certain days.
Yeah, exactly. And I do the odd off-road thing. Surprise, surprise! I'll take the CRF. So yeah.
Cool.
And the other great thing that I've learned, because this is like pretty cheap. I mean, I bought that brand new. It was less than £4,000 at the time. I think they're a little bit more than that now.
Right.
But I ride that probably more than the other bikes because it's easy to get out. It's lightweight.
Yeah.
And I have more fun on that bike probably than any of the others, even though it's by far the cheapest. Bang for buck. Only a 250cc.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a big engine.
Exactly. Whereas this 1200, great, but I don't miss it when I'm on there. The only
Yeah.
thing it could do with a bit more pulling power to overtake it.
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not doing like a 500 version or anything like that.
Well, they just brought out 400 actually of that, because this is the CRFL, the L standing for legal, so you've got the lights and the mirrors and that. The idea being you can ride between the off-road sections. They brought out a 400 version that looks superficially the same, but is more of a competition bike really.
Okay.
And it's bizarrely, it's only got about 2 more horsepower than this, even though it's a 400cc engine. In this country, in the US, they've got more. Again, it's due to our regulations. We've had to stifle it, but it's something like $9,500. It's twice the price.
Yeah, twice the price.
And for a 400 versus a 250.
Yeah.
And because it's more of a competition engine on the 400, it's the servicing is measured in hours, whereas this basically is a road bike engine. I service this myself once a year.
Sorry, John had a KTM like Supermoto.
Yeah.
I swear his was by the hours or something
Exactly. Those are proper hairy, leery off-road bikes, and he's mechanically sound. I'm mechanically inept.
Right.
So I mean, he could no doubt strip down the cylinders in his sleep. If I change the exhaust, it's like brain surgery to me. So I can't be doing with the every 50 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, I can just about manage an oil change, which it gets. So that's good. In fact, this one's due an oil change. I've got the oil there.
That's awesome.
So I can make my own decision. I'm going to get a bike. So well, if you get a bike, I'm off. Anyway, I bought a bike.
He was at that point, he was going to make the sacrifice.
She lingered around. I thought, interesting. And then I was going to get another bike. And she said, well, don't push your luck. Anyway, I've had 4 bikes ever since for about the last 10 years.